had a checklist, what would the checklist be for Ramadan? What should our priorities be? So in terms of a checklist, I think each person kind of is going to have a little bit different goals. But I think the important thing is that we do set goals. I think it's very important that we set goals that have to do with, number one, something that should be a priority, as you're asking about priorities, is the relationship with the Quran. That should be a priority because the Quran is what makes Ramadan so special, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that Ramadan is the month in which the Quran was revealed. So making a goal to deepen and strengthen our relationship with the Quran in whatever form that means. You know, if it's finishing the Quran, but also trying to understand the Quran, studying the Quran maybe at a deeper level, seeing how it applies to you in your life, and how you can create a deeper relationship with the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Another priority that we should have is with regards to the salah. Salah is a non-negotiable, no matter what time of the year it is, right? But Ramadan is a really good time if you are struggling with your salah. For example, specifically Fajr. Many people struggle perhaps with Fajr or praying Fajr on time. Ramadan is the time to really strengthen that muscle. Because guess what? You're getting up to eat. And so you're getting yourself into the habit of waking up, and make sure that you use Ramadan as a training ground, so that after Ramadan is over, you continue to be mindful of your prayers and to pray on time, especially the prayers that you may be struggling with. So that's another goal and a priority that you should have, is the salah. If you're not praying all your prayers, make sure that you make a commitment this Ramadan that you will stick to all your prayers. And if you're not praying on time, or you're having trouble with some of your prayers on time, make this a time when you will commit to praying on time, and that you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you with that, and to be firm on that, right? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that we should command our families, and we should enjoin prayer upon our families and one another. وَالصَّبْرَ عَلَيْهَا. So and have sabr upon it. It requires sabr. It requires perseverance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not say just pray. He didn't say just pray. He said أقيموا الصلاة, right? أقيموا الصلاة. أقيموا الصلاة is different than just to pray. إقام الصلاة means to establish prayer, and that's different than just praying once in a while, when it's convenient, when I'm not tired, when I'm not sleeping, when I'm not traveling, when everyone else is doing it, only in Ramadan. That's completely different than iqam as-salah. Iqam as-salah is to establish prayer, and that's what Allah has commanded us to do. So Ramadan is a great time to train ourselves to establish salah in our lives, and throughout the rest of our year and the rest of our lives. Salah is a non-negotiable. We have to look at our salah as we look at oxygen. We can't negotiate with oxygen. We can't be like, you know what, I'm busy today, so I'll breathe next week. Or, after I finish my finals, I'll start breathing. Or after I finish this Netflix series, this binge that I'm doing, I'm watching all 8 episodes or whatever, and then I'll pray, and then I'll breathe. Rather, right? You can't do that. You can't say I'll breathe after I finish binging on this this TV show. It's not going to work out, because you're going to die, right? So salah just has to be a non-negotiable, just like oxygen. You cannot go without salah. And you cannot, just like you cannot go without oxygen. So using Ramadan as a platform or a training ground in order to get into that habit and to never leave that habit. So connecting with the Quran, establishing salah as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded, not just to pray, but iqam as-salah, the establishment of prayer. And then the third priority I would recommend is leaving sins as much as we possibly can. If there is a sin that we are committing, and we're consistently committing this sin, or just this sin is something that is part of our lives, in any capacity, we should leave that sin, and we should use Ramadan as an opportunity to leave these sins, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for us, to forgive us, and to purify us, because that's what Ramadan is about. It's about seeking the forgiveness of Allah, purifying ourselves, strengthening ourselves, and weakening the nafs, the lower nafs, and creating a closer relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and with the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So looking at all these aspects and realizing that Allah is making it easier for us by fasting. Fasting weakens the nafs, and so we have more control over ourselves, and Ramadan is the time when the shayateen are chained, so we have less influence and less pressure from shaitan and his army, and that waswasa is lessened because of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala